So in order to ensure that we can effectively have access to any systems, any protocols that come out into the future, and any features that we may want internally, we have effectively a hub and spoke model. So all of the capital is in the middle, in the hub. That's our DAO. And we have a whitelist of lockers, and we can have an infinite number of lockers, which capital can flow to from the DAO, and we can also pull it back at will. There's a couple things we would use lockers for. In fact, we have about 5 or 6 different categories out of the gate. The first two are loan origination and on-chain yield generation. So loan origination allows us to leverage the technology of smart contracts to handle all of the terms of a loan, the life cycle of a loan, whether you want to refinance that loan, combine different loans together to sort of condense the terms and make payments easier. That's our loan origination system that we have in place. So we have 2 types of loans that we can do. We have amortizing loans and we have bullet loans. So amortizing loans involves making payments on interest and principal simultaneously, and that's a faster repayment life cycle. The other type are bullet loans. These can be thought of as interest-only loans. These are probably the best loans for the protocol because you're not paying down principal and you're generating the highest amount of interest, which is the highest yield for the protocol. And these are more favorable terms for the borrowers as well, because typically they want to borrow that capital and use it for the entire term of the loan. It could be 2-3 years, and then at the very end, they pay it all back. If in the future we want to have different loan agreements, whatever you can think of, we can effectively memorialize any terms that we want within code and then execute that logic. The more important thing that I think makes our protocol better than most is the ability to allocate unused capital to on-chain yield generation protocols. So you could think of Uniswap v2. I mean, at the very basic level, just USDC yield-bearing tokens. There's a number of protocols out there. Curve Finance has some great pools, which are just kind of stablecoin AMMs. So if we have unused capital that we aren't doing loan originations with, and we want to just kind of allocate that to Balancer, Uniswap, Curve Finance, AMMs, we can do that. And when we want to actually use that for loan origination purposes, maybe there was not some demand at this point in time, and then as time moved on, there was more demand for loan originations or more demand for new types of loans. We can pull that out of these AMMs and allocate that back into the loan origination lockers. So it's a very flexible, a very quick system for moving capital around.